I'm going to give you 8 players who would not be traded straight up for Kevin Durant. In no particular order. Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Curry, Morant, Embiid, Tatum, and Evan Mobley.
You don't think Cleveland would trade Evan Mobley?
For Kevin Durant, no.
You think that's it? It's the only 8.
Well, I'm going to give you a couple more. Straight up, nothing else in the trade. Devin Booker.
You wouldn't do it, or you don't think Phoenix would do it?
I don't think the Nets would do it.
You don't think the Nets would do it?
Nope. I think the Nets would have done any of the previous 8 guys I mentioned. I'll read those 8 guys again. Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Curry, Morant, Embiid, Tatum, and Mobley. I think the Nets are in on all of those. It's a fancy way of me saying that I have Durant 9th in my trade value.
No, I get it. I like this, though. You don't think Giannis, no-brainer, Luka, no-brainer, Steph, because you got to think of what these people mean to the franchise.
Steph's never getting traded.
Yeah.
It'll never happen ever at any point. Ever.
What about Ja?
No way.
Because of what he means to the city and
no way. By the way, he is the most popular player in the league under 25. Like on social, he was the most popular player the league had, like on social and other platforms, the way they measure that. Like Ja was like number 1. He's untradeable in my opinion.
So if you're running the Grizzlies and the Nets call up and say, hey, we'll do this, you say no. You think they say no? Would you say no?
I think the Grizzlies would say no. And I think the Nets would say yes. So for the listeners, Russillo is really, his eyes are going in that direction.
It's Kevin. We're talking about Kevin Durant here.
Year 16 next year.
I know.
Ja's like 22.
Who's better next year? The Grizzlies with Ja or Kevin Durant?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, who's playing point guard? They're going to lose Tyus Jones. They're going to lose, who's the other point guard who used to play for them?
Well, Melton
they're going to lose.
Would bring it up sometimes too. Yeah,
they lost Slow-Mo. They're going to have a bunch of young guys.
Bane could probably just play it.
I think they're better with Ja. I love KD. I just think Ja's like the engine of that team. They're not trading him. Tatum for KD. Tatum just beat him in a series, so we can't have that conversation. I just think Mobley's upside. That would be the dumbest trade of all time if you're Cleveland.
So you think Cleveland would say no to Mobley, but you think Detroit would say yes for Cade?
Well, that was what I was going to ask, because my next 3 were, in whatever order you have it, Booker and Edwards and Cade. And I don't think Minnesota would. I don't think either team would do it. I don't think Brooklyn would trade KD for Anthony Edwards, and I don't think Minnesota would do it either.
We're starting to get to some names here where even as much as we love Anthony Edwards or what Cade is, you'd be like, wait, I get Durant for a couple more years here.
But you have to factor in you're not just getting the player in a simulation game. You're getting a guy who just created his own life in New York, and now he has to move his ass to Minnesota and live in Minnesota and play for this team that's never won. And that's the part when these fake trades happen. You have to factor in, if it's the undesirable team, the guy going to that team, the way this league works where guys are unhappy all the time anyway, like he's not going to be happy in Minnesota. So if you're Minnesota, you're like, we have this young guy at a rookie deal who likes playing here, who's super happy, who's only going to get better, or we could trade for this other guy who's going to be unhappy the moment he shows up. So that's why it's an argument. The Booker one is fascinating because KD's just a better player than Devin Booker. But Booker's way younger. He likes being there. I think that would be a tough one. And then if you're the Nets, like I don't know if that's enough for Kevin Durant unless there's other stuff thrown in. This is fun though. It's a fun game.
It is, because it does bring us back to the Phoenix part. We haven't really even talked about Ayton.